stop that. I'm not blaming anybody other than you. You're not keeping your word. You said that you would release all of the materials under your direct control.
Has anyone released more information on Epstein than I have? Has anyone?
Much more.
Did Comey? Did Wray?
Much more.
Did they?
Excuse me. Much more has come out in the days since the American people in Congress have been demanding it. But it's coming out in dribs and drabs. Why don't you just release the entire file as you promised to do? Well, most other new FBI directors drew on their experience as FBI agents. You didn't have that. But you did write a picture book trilogy for children ages 5 and up based on your experience clashing with President Trump's political enemies. In your book, you describe your literary alter ego, Kash the Knight, as a wacky, easily bored wizard carrying out King Donald's vengeance by driving his enemies out of the kingdom. In the books, King Donald is besieged by the evil Hillary Queentown, but saved in the end by Kash. Then Kash goes on to catch mules who are stealing the 2020 election for the great King Donald from Sleepy Joe. And then in the third book, Kash takes down the Dragon of the Jalapenos, nicknamed the DOJ.
This man, the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, sat down and wrote a fantasy trilogy for 5-year-olds where he imagines himself as Kash the Knight, carrying out King Donald's vengeance against his enemies. That is a real thing that actually happened. I still can't believe it. Jamie Raskin walked into that hearing room, looked him dead in the face, and read every single word of it back to him on live television, while over 1,000 Epstein victims are still waiting for justice.
Director Patel, before you joined the FBI, you railed against it for covering up Jeffrey Epstein's human trafficking ring. Let me refresh your memory with this clip.
It has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
So you finished that December 2023 interview with a challenge to the FBI and harsh words for Republicans in Congress for not getting the Epstein files out to the public. You can see this clip.
Boy pants, and let us know who the pedophiles are.
Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are, you said. You emphasized that the president and the FBI director each had complete authority to release Epstein's client list. You said Epstein's black book is under the, quote, direct control of the director of the FBI. Look at this clip.
This is way off the topic, but who has Jeffrey Epstein's
black book?
Black book.
FBI.
But who? That is, I mean, there's...
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI.
All right, so you were sworn in as director more than 200 days ago. Now the black book is under your direct control. So why haven't you released the names of Epstein's co-conspirators in the rape and sex trafficking of young women and girls?
The Rolodex, which is what everybody colloquially refers to as the black book, has been released.
Oh, no, you're talking about what the journalist got 5 years ago? No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what you were talking about there,
That's
the black
exactly
book
what I
under
was
the direct control of the FBI director.
We have released more material than anyone else before. The Biden administration, Obama administration had the exact opportunities to release this material, and they never did. And if you are telling the men and women of the FBI,
why
we're not
have you
going after
changed your
child
position?
predators. Hang on, you said we're not going after child predators. 1,500 child predators arrested this year, 35% increase.
I'll reclaim my time.
4,700 child victims
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to
found.
reclaim my time if you could instruct the witness. Why have you changed your position? There you were saying it's under the direct control of the FBI director and all of it should be released. Why have you changed your position?
Everything that has been lawfully permitted to be released has been released.
And Jamie Raskin didn't hold back. He looked Kash Patel straight in the eyes and reminded him exactly what he used to say before he became FBI director. Before he got the power, he once demanded others' use. Let me show you. This is where it gets brutal. Raskin played the clips, read the promises, and forced him to answer for the betrayal happening right now under King Donald's watch. While victims are still waiting, Patel is in charge of the very files he once screamed must be released.
And as I told you,
Really?
the investigation was limited. And let me make something crystal clear. I never said Jeffrey Epstein didn't traffic other people, other women, and they're not other victims. This is the investigation we were given from 2006, 7, and 8, and the search warrants from 2006, 7, and 8. That's what we're working with.
Well, wait, have you released all of the stuff that the FBI has seized from Epstein's house? The computers, the emails, the file cabinets, the documents? What about the financial records? Have you released all of that?
Everything the court has allowed us to release.
Which court are you talking about?
3 separate federal courts have come in and said.
We're talking about the evidence you've got. It's got nothing to do with what those courts have.
Do you have any idea how the law works?
Wait.
Do you want me to break the law in a federal judge's order?
No, I want you to
satisfy
follow your own
curiosity?
word, Director Patel. You said up there it was under the direct control of the FBI director. He had the black
And
book.
everything I have direct control over, we have gone to court. You haven't.
Complete your
We went
sentence.
to court.
Everything you have direct control over, you said.
Have gone to court, and everything we have direct
Director
control
Patel,
over.
complete your
and
sentence.
can
You said everything-
lawfully
I'd like to
release.
the
We're
gentleman-
releasing.
He'd like to complete his answer.
You began the sentence, everything you have direct control over, and then you stopped that sentence. You have released everything that you have direct control over?
And I have direct control over and can lawfully release. If you're not familiar with the court orders, that's not my fault.
Oh, I'm
Go
perfectly,
look at them.
I'm
Go
perfectly
to
familiar
court.
with them. But how did we prosecute Ghislaine Maxwell?
She was prosecuted with the investigatory material that was collected from 2001 and 2005 because of the non-prosecution agreements and the court orders on the investigations and search warrants. We were not able to develop new information. And oh, by the way, Jeffrey Epstein was out for 12 years, and the Obama and Biden administration did nothing to look at his work, his pedophile network. If you want to blame me, that's fine. But now you're blaming the men and women who conducted this
stop
great
that.
search.
I'm not blaming anybody other than you. You're not keeping your word. You said that you would release all of the materials
Has
under your
anyone
direct
released
control.
more information on Epstein than I have? Has
Well,
anyone?
much more
Did Comey, did Ray?
Much more.
they?
Excuse me. Much more has come out in the days since the American people in Congress have been demanding it, but it's coming out in dribs and drabs. Why don't you just release the entire file as you promised to do?
I literally just told you, there are multiple federal court orders. I'm not going to break the law to satisfy your curiosity. You didn't join us when we filed court to release the court orders. You could have. You have lawyers. You could have shown up. You didn't do that.
That's a tiny fraction of the material we're
That
talking
is
about.
not.
It is
How
a
do you-
tiny fraction.
How do you know that? Have you seen
No.
everything?
Time
It's
is the
all
gentleman.
misdirected.
How do you know that?
Kash Patel sat on a podcast in 2023 and screamed at the FBI, "Put on your big boy pants and tell us who the pedophiles are." He said the black book is under the direct control of the FBI director. He said the only reason the list wasn't released was because of who is on it. Those were his exact words, his voice, his anger. Fast forward to today. He is the FBI director. The black book is under his direct control. And what did he do the moment he got the power? He pulled hundreds of agents off counterterrorism, off drug trafficking, off child predator cases, not to deliver justice for over 1,000 victims. No. He redirected them to protect one name, Donald Trump's. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the man who once called silence on Epstein evil has become the silence himself. Then Raskin asked him the one question that destroyed everything. You said the FBI director had complete authority to release the files. You are the FBI director. You have been for over 200 days. So why haven't you released them? And there he was, Kash Patel, the man who once called silence on Epstein an evil thing, sitting there hiding behind court orders like every coward he used to scream at on podcasts. He became the dragon. The same dragon he named the DOJ in his little children's book. He became it. I'm telling you, watching this unfold is sickening. The knight who rode in promising to drain the swamp and expose the monsters has turned out to be the monster guarding the gate. Under King Donald's protection, he chose loyalty over justice, power over truth. He didn't just fail the victims, he betrayed every word he once spoke so passionately. This isn't a simple change of position. This is a complete moral collapse. The fantasy knight has revealed his true face, and the kingdom he claimed to save was nothing but a cover-up all along. And the saddest part is, he doesn't even have the self-awareness to see it. Kash the Knight rode in to save the kingdom. Turned out the kingdom was the cover-up all along. I've covered a lot of political hypocrisy in my time, but this one hits different. A man who wrote children's books about slaying dragons is now the dragon protecting the most powerful man in the country. King Donald got exactly what he wanted. his loyal knight burying the Epstein files instead of exposing the truth. Over 1,000 victims are still waiting for justice, while the FBI director spends his time shielding his boss. This isn't leadership. This is complicity. This is what happens when loyalty to one man outweighs the duty to the American people and the rule of law. The fantasy is over. The night has fallen. And the real tragedy is that so many still refuse to see it. If this angers you as much as it angers me, drop a comment below and tell me what you think. Like this video if you want the truth to matter more than blind loyalty, and subscribe to US Focus today because we're not going to stop exposing these cover-ups. The victims deserve better. America deserves better.